everyone, this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be working my budget for our April 1st paycheck. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off a huge amount of debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. So if that is something that interests you and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. I think I figured out the audio situation. If you saw my post on Wednesday, I filmed my whole end of March video and the audio went really weird. I think I figured it out and I've tested. So if you see this video tomorrow, which is Sunday, then you know that I figured out the problem. I've never had a video do that I had to scratch it since I've started YouTube, and that was like painful. Like, it was just sad. The other thing is, you may notice the lamps are gone. I did get a new ring light and I'm using it today. I'm a little worried about it. I don't know why it seems kind of wobbly, but hopefully it won't come through on the camera too much. However, it is super nice to have my desk back. Okay, so we have a low paycheck. This paycheck covers the period from like February 15th to February 28th. So it's already a shorter pay cycle because we only had, February only had 28 days, as well as I think this might have been the paycheck where I got sick a few days, so I work from home, and it was a little bit lower than what there should be now, but I think we're gonna make it work. We are going to start by looking at what we have. All right. So today is truly the first, and our paycheck was $1,497.75. Pretty low. My paycheck on the 15th should be almost about $1,000 more than this. So huge difference, right? I'm looking forward to that. But we're gonna be, doing what we can this time, at least for the next couple weeks. And then I did get my check from my roommate, which was $890.97. So I'm trying to think about how to do the rollover, because I think in my old budget book, there was always like a line to add the rollover, but it doesn't really work well on here. So I think I might start putting my rollover here. And my rollover was a whopping $17.70. So not very much at all. And then, so really low paycheck, but I still want to try to save something for taxes. And I figured since there was like this almost 100, I'm going to take that out and just do an even 1,400. So I'm going to take out the $97.75 for taxes, which I know is not enough, but I should be able to do more next paycheck, which will hopefully balance out what I withdraw for the month. Wait, I just put 1,400 because I'm talking. I thought I saw weight outs. So what I meant to put was, what was I saying? $97.75. So what we are going to have, we'll have an even 1,400 plus the $890.97 plus the rollover of $1,770. So I'm going to add that up real quick and let's see what we come out with for our total budget. Okay, so we have $2,308.67, and that is what we will be working with today. Now I do have all the bills listed already as usual, and so I'm going to put this here. So we're working with $2,308.67. Of course, first and foremost is we have to pay rent, and that is $1,470.41. So after we pay that, that brings us down to $838.26. I was really happy to see that a lot of the utility bills have went down drastically, and they will continue to do so as we head into spring and summer. But yeah, it was a huge difference. So last month electric was 101, it's down to 92. Last month gas bill was 184, and I was really happy to see it was only 96. The water bill pretty much stays the same, and so does the internet. But I mean, that's over like $100 between those two bills, so that was pretty nice to see, especially since, as I said, we're working with a lower amount. Next thing, I'm going to go ahead and minus out the utilities. So we have $92.34 and that will bring us down to $745.92. We have $96.79 for the gas bill, which will bring down to $649.13. The water was $77.40. That is $571.73. The internet does not come out this check. I've said this before, but I usually add it here because I just get one check a month from my roommate, and I always want to add that. So we'll minus that down here. And that will cover the rent, and now I have to pay a couple of my bills. My phone bill is $106.87, which brings me down to $464.86. I have my health insurance, which is $50.70, which will now leave me to $414.16. As you can see, at this point, I do have a few more things I want to consider, and my amount is really low. And I knew that was going to happen, but so I have planned ahead for this. I'm going to see what we're left with first. So I do have one credit card that comes out that's $30, and that is $384.16. I have one student loan that is $86.58. which will bring me down to $297.58. My violin rental is $33, and that is $264.58. And I do have some easy pays for some just items that I needed. And a lot of these are going to drop off after this month, but that will bring me down. That's $166.63. I do want to leave $40 for gas. Uh-oh, I'm totally going to mess up because I put a decimal. Oh, okay. $166.63. I did not mean to clear the whole thing. I'm going to take out $40 for gas. That'll be $126.63. And then I want to minus that $22.50. That's not mine for the internet. So that brings me down to $104.13. That really isn't enough, right, to get by. That really doesn't leave me anything with food or anything like that. What I have decided to do, and I hate that I have to say this, but like I said, I knew it might come down to it, is I actually transferred $300 from my emergency fund to my checking account to help offset the difference. And that's what we're doing here. Because my thoughts were, okay, I could charge food for 2 weeks, but I'm like, really don't want to use my credit cards anymore. And I don't really need to spend any money the next couple weeks. Hopefully, here's hoping. And part of the reason why my rollover was so low is because my dog needed more food. So it's just kind of, like I said, things always seem to come up, and I always like to have cash in there. What I did is I actually went to my emergency fund and I withdrew $300, but then I left $120 in my online savings account that's hooked up to my checking account, and I withdrew $160. So I got cash of $160 from my emergency fund, and that's actually what I'm going to use. It's mostly earmarked for food, and I'm just going to have to try to make it work. And that was my plan. And then the other money is going to sit in the savings account, and if I don't end up using it, I'm going to put it right back into my emergency fund when I get my check on the 15th. I had spent basically I feel torn because I spent a lot of time last year building up my emergency fund to $1,000, and I felt so happy to have that. It felt like a load off my back. I could start my debt snowball. And when I saw how little I was going to have on this check, just because I don't usually have this low of a check at this point in the year. Usually they're getting better at this point, but it was just a fluke that I got a cold and just stayed home, and I just stayed out of the office, and it was just one of those moments. So when I saw how little I'd have left, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So my plan is I'm just gonna keep the 104 in my checking account, and then I have the 160 for my emergency fund. And then what did I say? It was 120 that I left in my savings account. And then I did use a 20 of this as well because I had to buy some things the other day. And then I just needed a 20. I had to buy food. I didn't even have anything to eat for lunch that day. I was at work, so I ended up going to the bank, withdrawing 180, taking 20 to buy some stuff at the store to eat lunch. And then I withdrew the rest. I withdrew the 160, went in my wallet. I guess that's really it. There's really nothing else to say other than you could probably hear in my voice that I feel kind of bummed about this. And I can tell you that's been kind of a theme, but we're going to make it work. This still does leave me with $264 in cash between my bank and what I have. I think that's fine for a couple weeks, but yeah, a little bit bummed. And if you notice, I didn't even do my credit card one Snowball payment because I was just like, all right. And that was another bummer. Again, I know my paycheck on the 15th is going to be better, so hopefully I can just make a nice Snowball payment. But yeah, it doesn't look like that good right now. And I was really surprised at how low my check was. And then I'm like, what in the world happened? So to lose like a couple days on a paycheck really makes a huge difference for me. And then so you kind of see it on this check just because of the time period. Super sad to say that I did that. However, I already have the cash, and since there's really no money for sinking funds, we'll just do like our bonus wallet stuffing super quick. And I'm gonna go grab my wallet stuffing. I will be right back. I'm back, and I did actually today after work, I went to the store. I was running out of basic things I need, like, you know, eggs, coffee, stuff like that. So I did spend a little already, but we're gonna see whatever's left over and then realize how messy this is. But this is like just kind of a good sign of, yeah, I feel like a mess lately. I make sure like no personal items come out. All right, so we do have some change, just a little bit, to put in our jar. Yeah, just some quarters and I use my phone to film, but I really wish sometimes that I had another camera because my dog is literally sitting behind me and she's just watching my every move. She's probably like, well, where's all the money for my dog treats, Mom? I also had to buy her a treat when I bought her dog food because I felt, I don't know. She was like, my dog is spoiled. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have left. Like I said, I did spend some money today at the store when I got off work just to make it easier so I didn't have to go back out. So we started out with 160 and we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 25, 26, 27, 28. So we have $128, and that sounds about right because I remember giving the cashier a 50 because I had 250, so I spent just around under 50. This is what we have left over, and honestly, like I said, it's basically earmarked for the most important thing, like you gotta pay your bills and you gotta eat. So that's like the name of the game for me the next couple weeks. And yeah, that was it. So you get like a little 2-for-1. Next check will be a lot better. I'm actually excited to see that check because it's more of what I like to see in my checks. And let me know if you guys are interested in me trying to refilm the monthly review. Like I said, I filmed the monthly review and the audio was horrible. And then I was like, well, how am I going to recreate it? Because as I was making the video, I was filling out my debt stuff. I was filling out my goals for the month. I filled out my like March review. So I'm happy if you guys like are interested and want to see kind of what I said and did. I can just do a quick video kind of showing you that stuff. But if not, I think we're just going to carry on. If you didn't see my community post, I have picked up more work in March and I'm adding more in April. So my goal is really, I'm pretty much like beefing up my schedule as much as possible because I figure I have no business really doing anything right now, but working as much as I can and just trying to keep my nose to the grindstone. My main non-work thing at this point has become going to the gym, which has been nice because my health insurance pays for the gym membership. So for me, it's like a free treat and it's a way to take care of myself and kind of help me manage the stress and everything of keeping your nose to the grindstone, which usually means working more and playing less. But that is just where I'm at right now, and I'm going to keep on trucking. I hope you guys are having a good weekend and a good Sunday. I look forward to having better paychecks and getting back into a more normal cash stuffing and sinking fund routine. But until then, I hope you have a good weekend. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.